drove that little kid crazy. And that little kid did the Martin Lawrence, took the clothes off and ran out into the street and all of this, which they say artists do.
What?
When they go through that one. And yeah, man, that's how artists go crazy.
Told us who he is. I'm gonna introduce him again. It's the man Jerome Childish. Last time you probably seen him was when he was a childhood superstar, hanging with some of the biggest stars in the game. You know, Puff Daddy, 112, Mace, all of those greats from Bad Boys. He was signed to Bad Boy Records as a teenager. Well, younger than a teenager.
They used to have these guys, they used to call it the boiled egg test. They could take a boiled egg, a raw boiled egg, have those guys put their pants down and bend over and they stick it. The eggs break. They say they're not ready yet. They ain't put it.
First, he said, did Diddy stay in touch with you as a mentor afterwards, or even now?
No. Like you said, they tread lightly when you're there as a child.
Right.
You know, my dad. You don't mess with somebody's child.
Do you remember Lil Jerome, the 11-year-old who disappeared from the music industry shortly after being signed by Diddy? He recently resurfaced amidst a major controversy involving Diddy, revealing shocking details about his experience. Jerome claims that Diddy treated him poorly and behaved inappropriately when he was just 11 years old. Rumor has it that Jerome might be among the 120 victims represented by attorney Tony Busby. Many former artists signed by Diddy have accused him of terrible behavior, but Jerome's young age makes his story especially disturbing. It seems that Jerome's youth made him vulnerable, as Diddy allegedly took advantage of his naivety. Jerome joined Diddy's label Bad Boy Records not long after the label's success with the notorious B.I.G.'s album. Shortly after signing, Jerome released his single Too Old For Me. He was also featured on the Belly soundtrack, sampling Stevie Wonder's I Never Dreamed You'd Leave in Summer, and released other songs like No Disturb Sign featuring Heavy D and Diddy and Deary at the time. This exposure seemed like a good thing, but looking back, it seems to have placed him in a dangerous position. After releasing a few songs, Lil Jerome disappeared from the music scene, and for years no one heard from him. Then, in 2007, he reappeared in an interview with Bad Boy's blog, which is connected to Diddy's record label, Bad Boy Records. During this interview, Jerome was asked why he suddenly stepped away from the industry. He admitted he had been put through some extremely distressing experiences, to the point that he suffered a mental breakdown. He said things got so bad that Diddy himself suggested he take a step back from his career. The interviewer pressed further, asking if it was Jerome's own choice to leave Bad Boy Records. Jerome's response hinted at deeper struggles, as he explained that his decision came from a mix of growing pains and the intense pressure he felt from the music industry. He shared that the breakdown he experienced was severe enough that Diddy felt it was in everyone's best interest to pause the project. Some fans and observers believe Jerome wanted to share more about what he had been through, but felt restricted because the interview was conducted by Bad Boy's blog. Since it was associated with Diddy, Jerome may have worried that any negative or sensitive information would be edited out. This belief gained weight as the interview continued, especially when Jerome was asked why he never released a full album under Bad Boy Records. His answer stayed vague, avoiding direct criticism. This led many to speculate that Jerome was holding back, potentially out of fear or due to pressure from the label to keep difficult details hidden. Jerome explained that he had been made to go through some incredibly painful experiences in the industry, which ultimately led him to abandon his album project. He revealed that he had recorded about 13 songs and was preparing to release an album before he suffered a breakdown. Jerome described the challenges he faced as a mixture of growing pains, including changes in his voice and the emotional turmoil of going through puberty, compounded by the intense pressure of the music industry. This combination led to a breakdown, making it impossible for him to continue at the time. It remains unclear what exactly triggered Jerome's intense panic attacks, as he didn't experience such issues before being signed and spending so much time within the industry. However, the emotional toll and pressures he endured appear to have overwhelmed him to the point that he felt he had no choice but to step away. After signing with Diddy, Jerome's struggles seemed to grow far worse, with several troubling incidents suggesting the weight of his experiences. People close to him have hinted that these issues only surfaced after he began spending significant time around Diddy. This led to speculation that Jerome's change in behavior might have been a result of mistreatment, with rumors circulating that Diddy may have crossed boundaries that deeply affected Jerome. Many who knew Jerome before his time at Bad Boy Records claim he was not prone to such intense anxiety until after working with Diddy. One incident, detailed by a member of Diddy's team, describes a particularly distressing experience during the filming of Jerome's music video for his song Dear Yvette. According to this account, Jerome suffered a severe panic attack on set. While everyone else seemed deeply concerned, Diddy appeared unfazed by Jerome's distress and ultimately canceled the entire shoot without showing much empathy. A friend of one of the extras in the video provided further details, explaining that Jerome had come out of his trailer for a brief moment, looking camera-ready, dressed, and with makeup on, but after a few moments he returned to the trailer, visibly distressed, and didn't come back out. His family, who were present to support him on set, confirmed that Jerome was suffering from a panic attack and couldn't continue. His mother repeatedly told people on set that he wasn't well enough to return. Meanwhile, the actors and extras waited on set for hours, hoping Jerome would feel better and the shoot could continue. As the wait dragged on, the production team decided to film scenes with the dancers and extras at other locations, including Coney Island, to make some use of the day. However, after several hours, Diddy allegedly decided to abandon the entire video shoot, instructing everyone to wrap up and leave. This sudden decision left many puzzled and concerned for Jerome's well-being. The incident has fueled ongoing suspicions that the pressure and possible mistreatment Jerome experienced while working with Diddy had a profound impact on his mental health, ultimately leading him to withdraw from the music industry altogether. Jerome's experience on the set of his music video for Dear Yvette ended abruptly, as he never filmed a single scene due to an intense panic attack that kept him in his trailer. According to a friend who was on set, Jerome appeared ready for filming dressed, with his makeup done, but moments later he returned to his trailer and never came back out. His mother, who was present along with other family members, tried to explain to the concerned crew that Jerome was suffering from a severe panic attack and was unable to continue. The cast, dancers, and extras waited on set for hours, expecting Jerome might eventually come back to film his scenes, but the panic attack persisted, making it impossible for him to return. To salvage the day, the production team began filming with the extras and dancers at Coney Island and other locations. However, after waiting several hours with no progress, Diddy ultimately decided to call off the entire project. Now, years later, Jerome's story has resurfaced in connection with a much larger controversy. Rumors have emerged that he is among 120 individuals represented by attorney Tony Buzbee in new cases involving accusations of sexual misconduct spanning from 1991 to 2024. Buzbee has confirmed that the claims he is handling include incidents that took place during Jerome's time with Bad Boy Records, sparking speculation that Jerome himself could be one of the accusers. Jerome, who was only about 9 years old when he began spending time around Diddy, fits into this timeline and the profile of one of the alleged victims. Buzbee recently mentioned that one of his clients, who was 9 years old at the time of the incident, auditioned for a record deal with Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Allegedly, after the audition, the child was subjected to abuse by Diddy and several other men present in the studio.